Hey guys, Solar here, back again with another review, and today we'll be taking a look at the Hasbro Marvel Legends Rentra Build-A-Figure Wave Despair. Now before we get into it here, let's just take a look, see about the front and the back of the packaging. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now before we get into the meat and taters of this review, Despair does come with a pair of fisticuffs so he can punch you right in the kisser. And a brief side note, if you do have the Walgreens exclusive Moon Knight from a couple of years ago, you can utilize both these fist hands and the claw hands he's rocking currently with that Moon Knight. I believe the colors match, so it's nice to have options for a figure I got a couple of years ago, but considering we're talking about good old Despair here, I would have liked some sort of effect piece to showcase his power set, but you get what you get with Marvel Legends, and unfortunately nowadays, that ain't much. So before we talk about the man of the hour here, you're probably wondering, Overlord, isn't the Halloween Spooktacular over? Well, technically yes, but in light of the holiday season, I wanted to give you guys a little bit more than you bargained for and extend the Halloween Spooktacular to the end of this week, giving you extra spooktacular content on this channel. I mean, we do have the Zarathos figure from the Toy Biz Ghost Rider line to talk about Thursday, so it just makes sense to kind of fill out the rest of the week, you know? So I hope you guys are ready for some little extra treats I have planned for you. Despair being one of them, because while this may be a cheap repainted figure, I actually like this cheap repainted figure. So, taking a closer look at good old Despair here, he is on the Sunfire body, and unlike good old Sleepwalker we took a look at a long time ago, he's not as gummy. He is gummy, but he's not as gummy. And it's mostly in the legs, a little bit in the elbows. But Sleepwalker was way worse than this. That said, he looks really freaking cool. I'm getting Scareglow from Masters of the Universe vibes looking at this guy. As well as some sort of, I don't know, scary looking Scooby-Doo villain. I mean, let's face it, he's got the look. Might as well rock it, right? That said, I could totally see Tony Todd voicing this dude, speaking of Scareglow. But as far as articulation is concerned, it's going to be hindered by the cape, which you can take off. If I can do it, I'll do it. Alright. But taking the cape off, because it was actually packaged separately. Let's take a look at his articulation first before we look at that. He can look up, he can look down, he can rotate side to side. He's got a bit of a tilt there. Get a little bit more out of a double ball peg, just saying. His shoulders can go out to the side a little bit. He's got the butterfly joint. And even though his anatomy is kind of whack, I mean, his head is kind of high considering where his shoulders are placed. And that's just the sculpt. He doesn't have like crazy lollipop going on or anything. But I will say the cape does hide that. So I can kind of let it slide here. In air quotes. Kinda. But it should be known that, yeah, the anatomy on this body is not the best. That said, you can rotate. Oh. Should be able to rotate the shoulder. There you go. Can rotate the shoulder there. It's got a bicep swivel. Double jointed elbow that works okay. It's not great. It's got a swivel in the wrist with a hinge. If you were curious of how hard the hands are to pop out, there you go. He also has an ab crunch. Allows him to click that far forward, that far back. He's got a waist swivel. His hips kick forward, about a right angle. Back down. Now I'm curious because some of these Sunfire, is it Sunfire? Yeah. The X-Men dude there. Figures have had really good range in the hips lately. Does this guy follow suit? He does! perfect right angle, no drop down. Eat your heart out, Retro Spider-Man. Does also have a thigh cut there. He's got double knee, which is kind of whatever. On mine anyways. He's got a boot cut, and he does have a hinge in the foot with a rocker and peg holes at the bottom of the feet for the display stand he does not come with. That said, this arm could be easier to get back down. Holy crap. There we go. And he's got a crap ton of mold release on the back of the leg here. I actually think I just cleaned it off. Never mind. Crisis aborted. Popping his head off. Actually, let's take a look at this cape quick. Really nice cape. I like the light color on the back and the dark on the inside. It's got some texture in there. Really nice cape. The nicest thing about the figure. And not to mention, I can get his head back on here without... There we go. Not to mention, it sits well on the figure. Look at that. No insane chest gap. At least not as bad as some Legends capes are. And you do get your arm movement despite the fact that is hanging there. So, not too bad, man. For a kind of throwaway character, we'll say. I mean, he is the cousin of Nightmare, but did anyone know who this guy was before Hasbro revealed it? I'm guessing no, unless you're super hardcore into comics, which I get it, but it's a toy review channel, not a comic book review channel. If you want that, go elsewhere. I do quite like this figure, despite the fact that it is essentially cheap crap. Like, that's just kind of the nature of Marvel Legends nowadays, though. Not all of them are, but the ones that clock in at the quote-unquote standard price point, the overpriced standard price point, yeah, this is, I think, one of the better ones. Way better than any of those snake dudes we got before. So, with that being said, let's now move on and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here's Despair next to the only other figure I've already taken a look at and plan on taking a look at from the Rentra Build-A-Figure Wave, Gummy Arse Sleepwalker. While I may not be all that enthusiastic about taking a look at any other figures from this wave, if there is a particular character from this wave you guys would like me to take a look at, please pipe down in the comments below and let me know who that is, lest we move on to bigger and brighter things. Next up, here he is alongside the Retro Spider-Man, speak of the devil, as well as the Man-Thing Build-A-Figure who teamed up together to take down good old Despair in his first appearance. Didn't think Overlord knew jack crap about comics, did you? Well, you are wrong, sirs. Or madams. We don't judge here. And last, but certainly not least, we have our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulus, Livid Spawning as usual, towers over everyone. So with that being said, time to wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and while good old Despair here may come off as a bit lackluster to most people, I actually quite like this figure, even more so than Sleepwalker, the only other figure I've already taken a look at and plan on taking a look at from this wave, the character I have more nostalgic attachment to from this wave, since I do have Sleepwalker comics from when I was a kid, and of the two comic book characters from this wave, the one with more effort put into it. I don't know what it is, man. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that Despair here is a little less gummy than Sleepwalker was, but at the end of the day, I like what I like. And I like spooky looking characters, and this guy definitely qualifies. I don't know. Maybe it's got something to do with the fact that he does look like a super cheesy Scooby-Doo villain, but at any rate, if you like spooky looking comic book characters, then this is a must-have for you. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you're so inclined, please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you know whenever I upload more reviews like this one. Got plenty coming your way this week to wrap up officially the Overlord Productions Halloween Spooktacular. I hope you guys are ready for it. I know I am. I'm ready to put a self-certified cap on this son of a monkey, if you know what I'm saying. If you haven't already, please hit me up on Instagram at Overlord Productions. But as always, keep the comments civil, because the world sucks enough as it is, especially when Hasbro seems to be the only toy company utilizing plastic this gummy in this day and age. That's just unacceptable in this day and age, man. Knock it off. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later.